Great God's War call. You fucks.
Felix.
I am Ira.
Rex Fizz here. Go, 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 Gopher.
And I am your DM. Welcome back to Misroll Adventures, where the players make plans and horribly execute them. In the last one, the party went to the Coven of Strings. They went to go investigate some information on the Green Hags. Found, with the help of their the Purple Hag from before, they were able to redirect and reactivate a glyph that one of the Green Hags had used to escape many sessions ago. Approximately like 3 years in real life ago. In game, it was probably close to a year. But they reactivated it, used it, and it took them to a closet. A closet with marble-lined walls and floors. When they entered, or exited rather, they found a disturbing old man who was cleaning up what looked to be a shrine, and immediately was suspicious of him. As the room began to shift, they were standing in front of the Coven of Strings, the 3 green hags that had been allied with one another. They went through the fight, slaughtered the 3 of them, and that is where we last left off. So, effectively, the room shrank back down, and in its place, that shrine that was like the marble-lined floors and everything like that suddenly became back to normal, though the pews are gone, as well as the shrine itself. So you're effectively in an empty, marbled room. We also will not be having Ryder today, as he is not well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't exactly use that.
He's recovering from surgery. There we go. That's all we'll go into.
He injured himself. Simple as that.
Shut up.
Let me tell the story.
No. No, it is his own
Good.
personal business. We're moving on. We're moving on. He did not break his back trying to suck his own dick. That's all that we have to say.
Yeah, that was me.
The surgery was
Is that how you got your? Is that how you got your hernia?
That too. I did it twice.
Impressive.
Two separate occasions.
Anyways, good lord. Okay, so you all are left standing in this marbled room. The that window that you had looked through, that's went to basically just saw yourselves in, is there, and you can actually see outside.
Where are we, actually?
If you look out the window,
Yep.
yep, when you look out the window, you can see that there are large stone walls that are like rock walls that are all across, reaching approximately half a mile even. You seem to be up above the ground a fair distance, maybe a good 120 to 150 feet above the ground. And when you look down, you can see there are large amounts of tents, physical constructed buildings, sheds, and rows and rows of weapons, people, and technology would be the best way to describe it, as there's mechanical pieces as well as devices just strewn across the groups.
Is that one of them newfangled Macs?
I do believe we found the sparks.
I mean, I was pretty sure of that.
I didn't ask for your shitty opinion.
As we're all
So, okay,
bleeding out.
enough mockery. We can save it for another time. This is really important right now.
I'm
Where we
sorry,
place the
it's all
bar.
that's keeping my internal organs from falling onto the ground.
Ah, man.
I
Is
can
there
help
a
you pull them
door?
out if you want.
There is a door. The door is
I look at Ira like, do we push him out?
Do you have the bomb with you?
Listen to me.
Oh,
It's in
damn.
the, it's in the bag of holding,
No,
Yeah, it's in the bag of holding.
that you
We've
have
literally
bag
been
holding.
carrying this with us since we picked it up.
I thought that the bomb was being made by the turncoat.
It had been,
Yeah.
but
It
I was
had
under
been
the assumption that it
finished.
was finished and we took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't
That was my
quite
assumption too.
remember.
Yeah, he was making it, and he was like, I don't want to finish it. I'm like, finish it for us, and we'll use it against them. And he's like, okay, I'll do that.
Alright, yeah, fair enough.
We've been just carrying around essentially a warhead in our pocket.
Then yes, you do have a large bomb that you have no idea what the actual effectiveness will be.
We just know how to turn it on.
Well, we just gotta run too.
Ryder pitches in from, I believe, his own statements. I thought the plan was for us to try to turn them to our side, to show them that they are working with the wrong people.
I mean, the main plan was just to throw them into disarray. We took out the ones manipulating them. If Ira wants to try to turn them, all the power to her.
That is up to you. That's all that I'm going to use as Ryder for his involvement. Was just a reminder that I think that was what the original plan was. Well, the original plan was to put them in disarray, and then the secondary plan was to try to garner them for assistance versus...
It was remove the cult from the ranks, which we've done.
As far as you can tell, yes.
Well, putting them in disarray would, be the easiest course of action here. Ideally, we want them to fight the cult.
So how are we gonna do this? As I make a perception roll to make sure no one's listening.
Who?
Was that a question to me? I didn't...
Oh, I'm making a perception roll to make sure no one's listening.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check. I didn't hear that part. But,
21.
21. To go into your previous question of, is there a door? When you guys came out of the closet, originally there was no other exit. However, now alongside that door is another door that is made of the same marbly texture, with a small sort of mosaic-styled etching of glass that depicts a flame engulfing what looks to be a small cylindrical object. But you roll a perception check. You look around the room. You think your friends are definitely listening to you. You look out the window. There's definitely no way anybody's listening to you from up here. You put your ear up to the door, and you hear footsteps.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't like that.
Felix, you wouldn't happen to have disguise self, would you?
No, and
You
I
have
don't.
greater
And
visibility?
I would definitely, using mathematics, say I'm under. I have less than an eighth of my full health.
Hide the bodies somewhere, put them in the armor or something.
You look.
I'm gonna
You-
cast disguise self and turn myself into one of the eggs.
I'll look at Gopher. Go grab
Oh.
those two bodies. I'll grab that body.
pop 'em in
And
the
we'll
bag of
stuff
holding.
it.
So you turn to look at the mangled corpses that you have caused. the blood spewing onto the marbled floor, and immediately go, we need to hide. We need to hide them.
Just shove them in the bag of holding.
Now turn me invisible while holding the bag of holding. I'm assuming that's you have enough spell slot for that.
Who?
You.
I don't have the spell in the. No, I really.
Oh, Ryder can cast invisibility on you with his loot.
I'm not doing well. And
You're
my
now invisible.
resources Are quite spent.
It's not greater
I'm holding the bag
invisibility.
of holding
It is.
before- I want to make sure I'm holding the bag of holding while he turns me invisible.
Yes, you are holding the bag of holding while he turns you invisible.
Also, okay.
The rest of you still need to hide.
Ryder then
I'm
just
assuming
runs
his
into the
moves only cast
closet.
Invisibility to one person, right?
Yes, everybody get in the closet.
Yes.
Well, it depends on what level Ryder casts invisibility.
By casting it through his loot, he can only cast it at level 2.
So only one person then.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay then.
In the meantime, Ira, her visage changes to the green hag in the clothing. You quickly scrounge up all the bodies and cover the blood. How?
I'll
Because
press
it's
to digitate the blood away.
okay. Okay, that works.
I'll help this. Actually, can Ryder make me invisible and then Rick's go in the closet so I can digitation?
No,
Well, if you
can
press
only
to
use it
digitate,
once.
then you lose your invisibility.
I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up. Just hide.
Again, this room isn't massive anymore. The room is maybe, I don't know, like 30 by 30. It's a decent sized room, but it's definitely not massive.
We also can't leave. I would like to remind everyone.
Ah, there's a
We
window
don't
right
have a
there.
teleport charge.
No, he used it during the
At
fight.
the end of the hall.
He used it during the fight.
I slapped my face so hard that I break my deception.
Look, I'll be honest, that was a wise decision to use it during that fight.
Oh, definitely.
You guys were like 300 feet away, and they were going to start throwing swords,
Well,
soldiers.
I agree that it was a good use of it. We are now stuck in enemy territory with no way to get out.
We didn't expect a new door to be here.
Hide!
We're in the closet. We're in the closet.
Alright, so those that are not invisible,
We're
i.e.
stuck
everyone,
in the ring.
i.e. everyone except for Rex.
Let's go. I thought
Felix doesn't have a way to become invisible.
I do not.
the
have
way
a
you
spell
mentioned
slot.
he has to make a. Never mind.
I didn't say that.
I do
Ryder
not
can
have a
only
spell
cast invisibility once.
All right,
I-
so who's rolling?
Rolling for what?
You say you need so people need to roll.
I did not say that at all. But beside the point. Rex, you turn invisible. You got the bag of holding. You have the bodies in there. Speaking of which, what's in the bag of holding?
Well, at this point, a bunch of bodies.
Right.
Jordan has the list.
Oh,
Jordan
fuck
has the
me.
list. We'll take them out. We'll take their bodies out after we're done.
Well, here's
No,
the thing.
There's something important in the bag of holding though.
That bomb is not light. Nor are 3 fully grown hag bodies.
Oh, break the rules for like 5 minutes. Take them out.
It's probably fine. I'm assuming that you guys. Ultimately, the bomb's not going to be like 100 pounds. That'd be ridiculous. And the other 3 bodies aren't going to weigh up to being 500. So you guys are fine. I was just curious on if you guys actually had the list of what was in there. Beside the
No.
point,
That's all Jordan.
that's all
It's
Jordan.
all
It's all
Jordan. He was
Good.
in charge.
Okay. Well, anyways. As you prestidigitate the bodies or the blood away, and they kind of fizzle out into like a vapor before just dissipating into the air, you hear the door. Excuse me, sir. There's a few. What the hell is that? And he just points and starts screaming at you. He looks at. He's very young, we'll say. He's probably about 22. Like tan skin. He looks like he's been out in the sun a great deal.
Errors have been made. Errors have been made.
He's got what looks to be like a leather-bound note page in front of him with a large like pen that's just designed to house enough ink. and as he like looks at you and you just turn and go, hey! He drops the book, drops the pen, points and screams at you, and starts to run away.
My sisters are going to kill you.
And I start running towards the door.
The door, as you can see, it's
We
just
ma-
steps
we
that
made
go that
all the
round
little
around the
buttons
corner and
through
go
the
up to
hags.
you. They round the corner, so it's like those spiral stairs that go down a little bit, but you just can't see like if there's an actual spiral or if it goes into another room or whatever. But he takes off down the stairs, and you start running towards him.
No, I follow him to the edge of the room, and as soon as he's out of sight, I just slam the door shut and I run into the closet.
Okay. All right.
We made a mistake. There's mistakes have been made.
Grab the book. Grab the book he dropped.
I
You
Dropped
did?
picked up the book.
information.
Yeah, you can pick up the book. Okay. Let me pull up my notes real quick.
We are all in this closet.
The closet also shrank a little bit, so it's tight. It's tight in here for the the 6 of you, 5 of you.
Oh,
Yeah, 5 of you.
You've always been so wide.
That's not the time. Also, I thought they were working together.
Well, remember, they were manipulating the sparks. You made a bold assumption that that they knew that the hags were here.
You also
were
made a
wrong.
bold assumption that they've seen the hags. When they entered through that door, they said, "Sir." And you quickly recall that there was an old man that was tending to this room when you guys
Does
entered.
anyone remember the old man enough to be to
No, cause I've mystery blacked out the whole thing. What just happened?
I
Cause
can try
it's
again.
been some
I will
reason
disguise myself
it's
as
like
an
a
old
couple
man and
months
go back
I've
over.
gone missing.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
You
no,
do.
no. Stay in here. Make it look like they were prisoners. We've all been
We're
shoved in this
prisoners. These are bad people.
closet. Yeah, you just scared the shit out of one of them with a
And they'll think he's delirious. I'm an old man now.
Anyways,
Well, he's
on
an
the
old man.
hand.
book,
You know what? That's
on the
fair,
notes,
actually.
you can see that it is a list of prepared arms, as in going to war notes. There seems to be approximately 300 members of the Sparks that are going to be going and lay siege to El Terrell. Weapons-wise, they have a vast amount of normal weapons. Approximately half of the Sparks can have those armed devices, the ones that swing out to catch opponents, as well as the grappling versions. And then there is
Oh,
approximately 25 siege weapons that are listed in as just generic siege equipment. Does not go into details on how large, how many people will be needed to run those, or what they effectively do, other than the fact that it is not a great, does not look great.
Wait a sec. Do we know of any location that is currently being used by the cult as a base for the cult?
No?
This is being asked through the rings. No. Okay. I was gonna say we.
You have been unable to actually find or identify any housing that was, or at least is still active for the entirety of the cult. I mean, you've ran into like Karn's mansion, where a hag was dwelling. Other than that, and the fact of where they what's the fucking word? Not cursed. What they did to Zalusk, tainted the soul or corrupted him. They that is near the Tri-Peak Islands that you have dubbed as Uhu Island. So, but there, from what Zalusk said as well, there are many locations like that where they do the corruption. So it's not really a dwelling for the cult.
Okay, so we can't recall any things. Then you're gonna have to convince them that the plans have changed from El Torel.
Easy enough. I am quite good at deceiving people.
My hope was we had a location we could say we've changed to.
We could simply tell them that the cult has betrayed them.
We don't know who exactly the elderly man was. Probably was a hag in disguise, so I don't know how well that's gonna be. How easy you're gonna have a time convincing him of that as this man they were bringing orders to.
In case of emergency, just come out of the closet and kill him.
I Gopher, that'll be probably up to you.
Okay.
Or Rex. Like I said, I am at a percentage-wise.
Best to stay invisible.
I am at
just in
less
case
than
for
an eighth of my
backup
health.
fails.
You are. That is true. You can still talk to them with the ring since you are invisible. You can still just. Are you out in that room, Rex, or are you back in the closet with them?
Dude, the closet's so small. You think I could fit in there with this
Fair enough.
bag?
Fair enough. While you're out in the room, you do hear a large quantity of footsteps coming towards that door.
Oh boy, it's showtime.
Guys. Oh, wait, I'm speaking through the ring, okay?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah, we've all been.
Guys, there's a bunch of footsteps coming. Make it play quick.
Disguise self, I am now the old man.
Okay,
Oh
you
my
are,
God.
as he dubbed, the caretaker.
Oh my god.
So old.
Very generic clothing, old pruny skin that droops down to the point of where you could almost fit golf balls in the folds, and nearly non-existent graying hair that looks like if they were to rub a comb through, it would just rip it out of your head. So
I'm still beautiful, aren't I?
you look in a mirror and it shatters, but you know.
Gopher, tell her she's still beautiful.
Also, in this closet, you find a broom, and several like cloths.
Sorry, the door where the sparks came in, is that an inward door or outward door?
It's an outward door from from inside the room you
Okay.
would pull.
So inward then.
Yes. I was thinking of how you would go into it, so I guess it is an inwards door that swings in the room versus out of the room.
Give me that broom.
I'm gonna go to like next to the door. I'm not gonna go like in front of it. I'm gonna go right next to it.
Okay. Sounds good. There's plenty of space for you to do so. So,
Okay, and I'm just gonna try and avoid the windows. too.
okay. To put into perspective how this room is laid out, so the closet door is just to the left. It's maybe about 10 feet from the window. Then there's 5 feet gap, the mosaic door, and then there's about another 10 feet to the right of that door that is just barren. So you can sit in that 10 foot space effectively.
Okay, because I want to make sure they barge in here. I'm gonna make sure I don't get rammed into any of them.
No. Yeah, you are in a inconsequential corner of the room. There is barely any chance of them running into you unless they were to get pushed into that space effectively.
Here's
All
the
right.
book back, by the way.
What?
I give Ira the book.
Oh,
The
thank
book.
you.
The
But this
book?
was the book that guy had, so I don't know if I should keep this on me.
I mean, he ran out of the room. It was on the floor. You picked it up. It's better than it just being gone.
I suppose. I'll take the book, thank you.
Man, this took such a turn.
I step out, I put the book on the dais, and I start sweeping the floor.
All right. After just maybe about 30 seconds, the footsteps get louder and louder within that time frame, and the door swings open with 7 of similar to size and build as the one that exclaimed and screamed and ran away, but of varying ages and sizes. Some are taller, some are shorter. majority are human. There is one elvish and one tiefling man as well. But of those 7, 4 of which have ill-prepared arm sides. 2 of them have the grappling claws, and the last one is dual wielding what looks to be mechanical swords. While there is an 8th person coming up the stairs, which is the one that dropped the book, ran away screaming. But all 8 of them barge through the room and stare at you.
Can I help you?
It's him. It's him. He's the one with the green skin and terrifying hair. He's not our leader. He's not our caretaker.
I mean, my hair is quite terrifying, but you don't need to point it out, dickhead.
I need you to make a deception check.
Oh boy! No, we did not just lose it on that one.
Can I have cast bless on myself? Not bless. Guidance on myself?
Is guidance concentration along with...
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna look up right now.
Because, yeah, if it is, then you would not be able to have disguise self up either.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna keep the disguise self up.
Probably more important.
I got +9 to this. Let's go.
Nice.
27.
Oh my god. You're all 16.
18.
18?
18.
Okay. So the 7 that run into the room... they look at each other, look at you. One of them scratches his head with his free hand and puts a hand on the scared note taker. Look, kid, it's all right. We're going to war. Times get a little bit scary. You might have seen a few things, but I'd recommend not trying to insult the caretaker. Be a bad idea. And 6 of them leave. One looks at you, kind of gets a little bit closer to you.
It just the rings. Go for get ready. Get
Can
ready.
I help you? You're kind of in my breathing space here.
I just had a question. What is there to sweep in here? This room doesn't usually get a lot of traction.
I like cleaning. Got a problem with that?
No, I was sorry, sir. I was curious. That's all.
If you want to help me, I can give you this broom and I can go grab the other stuff.
Well, I don't not got much else going on, and I would greatly actually appreciate working alongside you, sir.
Well, perfect. I put my hand on his shoulder, like in a good job kind of way. I give him the broom and I make my way to the closet.
Okay.
Oh my god.
He starts to sweep.
Broom.
The
I slowly creep open the door just a little bit and I reach my arm in.
Give me something.
Put your hands in another broom.
Just take the broom and close the door.
the other one, the one that was terrified. He looks at everyone, or he looks at the one that's going to be helping you, and like looks at the room. I must just be going crazy. Sorry, sir.
Oh no, it's quite all right. You're under lots of stress, I'm sure. Just
I am.
go help yourself to a meal and take a nap.
Yeah, I will. I'm just gonna wipe my face real quick. And he starts walking towards the closet.
Ah.
I
Go
don't.
for
Closet, you say? That's off limits to you, I'm afraid.
go for you. I am pointing my staff of power, trying to shoot the first Pyro right now.
Go
grabs the handle of his sword.
Easy,
Wait,
buddy.
the Ira's gonna get killed against the Ira.
We know who Ira is.
We know
Sword
which one.
transport.
As you say that, and he's like reaching his hand towards the handle, he looks down and is like, you're right, sorry, sir. And he goes down the steps.
Woohoo! Crisis averted.
I mean, I'm still sitting there with my staff ready to fire a lightning bolt at the first person who tries to open this door that isn't this old man.
Also, you're in a tight space, Gopher, just so you're aware. Swinging is going to be very difficult and likely will hit somebody else around you when you try to
Yeah,
swing
that's
a
kinda-
great sword or a long sword.
Alright, yeah, I kind of got that, so that's why I'm kind of just like holding on to the handle.
Getting ready to push
hills.
forwards is what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Wanna
Uh,
share?
Does
I
the
have
door
a
to the
+1
hallway lock
dagger
from
right
in here?
now. You can use.
We'll be good,
The
we'll be good.
door to the hallway does not lock.
Damn it.
It does just appear to have a handle that is almost more ornamental than anything else. It's like a glass handle.
Just take this bench right here.
Remind me, why does my office not lock?
Well, sir, this is not necessarily your office. This is just where we house meetings amongst the county or amongst the.
I like
the
having an
courts.
office. Multiple offices.
Well, you do have an office. It's just downstairs.
Hmm.
We had to make some
In the
space
rings.
just because of.
In the rings. I have an office. I'm getting up there in the world.
Yeah, but how big's the
Don't think you
desk?
Remind me, how big is my desk? I want it in foot-by-foot measurements.
It's approximately 12 feet wide. It's a decently long
It's a
desk.
big desk.
It's a very big desk. Big desk for important people.
Yes. Can I confide in you, friend?
Of course, sir.
Is he? He's just some random guy, is he not? He's not important or anything.
No, he's very inconsequential in appearance and things along those lines. He does have the grappling claw. But apart from that, you can see that he's got like a long sword at his hilt. But or at his
I
waist.
look at the 7 sparks that's in the room.
They left.
All of them are. They left.
Yeah, those 7.
Yeah.
Run
Those.
them all out but one.
Yeah, the one that was offered to help and gladly would work alongside the lead.
Okay, the 7
the caretaker.
wolves in there. Do all of them have like a same figure?
Same
They're
figure.
wearing a uniform.
Yeah, they are wearing. They do have like a.
Is any of them like big as Gopher?
Some are as tall as Gopher. Yeah, some may probably not as physically built, but yeah, there's some that are varying sizes.
I'm not 100% sure that more lying is going to get us what we need from these people. I'm already in over my head here. I don't know us going undercover is going to help anything.
Sir, you
I was gonna-
wanted to
I
confide in me.
mean,
Yes, yes. It's come to my attention, and I intend to bring this up today, in fact, that we have been betrayed.
Betrayed? By who? Can't,
I look around.
Not the dragons.
I nod.
What are we supposed to do? How do we fight that? You've seen what they've had.
I know. I know. And I don't know what the answer is, but I know that us staying with them is only going to result in us all being dead at the end.
Well, sir, I can't speak for everyone, but I know that a lot of us don't have much to go back to. Even if we spend our lives expending it to create a new world, then you have our support, but we don't have a whole lot to go back to. Even
I
if
know.
they did betray us, then we might just have to follow that.
I only ask you because well, quite frankly, you are still quite young, and you have lots of life ahead of you. I am old, and I will not probably live to see the end of all of this. So I wish to know what it is that you want in life. If you obviously you wish to live, but what do you want from your life? What do you want its meaning to be? Surely you want to have some place to return to.
I want a new home. A place that's different. If you go to every city, you always find the same thing. Royal slumlords that control the smaller folk and then those that pay them. It's everywhere. It's in the capital, it's in Elturel, it's in Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, all of it. Me and a few of my friends, what we want is a new place, a new home where the void avoids that. Where the people hold the power, not money. That's why we went with you, and that's why we follow your advice. That advice has brought us to the cult, and the cult, well, they're trying to reform the world. One way or another, even if it's not for the better, but creates a new home. Because things have to change. They can't stay the same.
They do. I agree. However, there was an emissary from the cult that came by recently.
I was not made aware of that. When did they arrive?
They have always been sending people unbeknownst.
I'll need you to make another deception check.
No problem, buddy. 22.
Okay. He's got wide eyes. I wasn't... Jeez. I mean, we always knew the cult was strong, but just having people arrive without anybody else seeing them is... What'd they say?
That we will only have a place in their order if we follow their rule. And it only occurred to me just recently that we might be trading nobilities and the rich for something worse.
Kind of looks distraught. You can see that his grip on the broom gets a little bit tighter.
I forgot you had the broom.
Yeah, they both do. Well, what other choice do we have? We don't... Can't really back out now.
There is always a choice, my friend.
What choice would that be?
Uh-huh.
Sir, why are you sweating?
There's a lot of pressure on me right now, I'm sorry.
Why are we all sweating?
Why? You just look at Gopher and he's just chugging from the fucking...
I have heard rumors of something else, something new.
Even at the
Some
mere
sort of-
mention of new, you can see his eyes kind of perk up.
Some sort of... they're not quite a deity yet, I don't think, but they are on their way. But that is partially my answer. I know we have been prepping for war against Elturel. However, I don't know if the peace and the future we want can come from the cult. I don't even want to table it, but it might be that Elturel is our only ticket to a new future, as we would have all the power in the negotiating. Either we help them, or they are wiped out. They will give us anything we want.
It's like like sitting right outside the door, just looking up at it.
Oh, sad Salem. Come here.
Salem.
Come here.
So long.
Hi.
Father, can I
Father?
eat the cultist?
Oh, God.
Do they taste good like the dice?
Yeah, he's learned how to open my fucking dice cabinet and take dice and move them throughout the house.
He
We
also
found-
tries to eat them.
He does try to eat them. He's learned. He's also learned the comfort of lap sitting. So now he wants to jump into my lap when I'm at my desk.
Yeah, I can hear his purrs.
So remind me what was the last thing you said. You said you need to help El Terrell, otherwise they're wiped out, right?
We could. I'm tabling the option that we help El Terrell on the condition that they give us what we want, being a land of our own without the stain of nobility and the rich that he seems to despise.
You see him like look down. He starts like kind of mumbling to himself, not like really making any words, but he's just kind of mouthing things to himself. That could work. No, that could work because we have the numbers, we have the weapons. If they don't accept our help, like you said, they're going to be destroyed, and then we'll get what we
Exactly.
wanted. Either way, it's a win-win situation. That's perfect. This is why you're the caretaker, sir, because you come up with these ways to help us, to help everyone.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am quite good at what I do. Yes, you know, don't need to flaunt it. Yes. However, there were emissaries sent on behalf of El Terrell that I don't think they intended to show up here, but they are here nonetheless.
What? You can see that he drops the broom and brings out a sword.
Easy, easy. There's no need to get mad. They are not aggressive.
But how did they get here without anybody else noticing? They would have to be just as
Gopher,
strong as
I
the
am
cult.
turning to look at you in the closet covered in blood, and I'm just mouthing, "Fuck me."
Exactly. They seem to be quite strong. However, we had a quite lengthy conversation,
Salem.
and at no point did I feel threatened or bamboozled.
Roll me another deception check. I'll give you advantage on this one too.
I've never threatened them. None of them have either. We only fought the hags.
That's why it's not. That's why it's at advantage.
Oh boy. That's a total of 20. These rolls are getting progressively worse. Thank God for advantage, though. Would have been a nat 1 otherwise.
Don't worry, you've enamored this guy. He puts a blade back. All right, well, sir, if that's what you think, then where are they? Are they like? Are they hiding down below with everyone else, or?
Well, they are hiding, but they're not down below.
He looks to
In
the
the rings.
closet.
In the rings, I'm like, are you ready to come out?
I'm staying invisible.
I make my way to the closet and open the door. Weapons away.
Okay. Let go of the door.
So do you all come out of the closet? The other three of you,
Point,
very cramped.
the muscular, this giant hulk of a man, Gopher walks out with
So yeah, Gopher exits
This
first
spindly
because he
bar.
has to be.
the spindly barred rider, and then the blood and badly beaten with sorcerer.
Well,
Definitely seen better days.
as the three of you come out, he looks at Gopher, who first exits, much like an elevator like when the door opens and you can only see the one person until he steps off. Gopher exits the room to show the other two. And immediately he looks at you, Felix. What the fuck happened to you?
Bad day. There's a reason he said we weren't intending to be here.
So then how...
They sort of just showed up in the closet. I don't know how they got here, but they're here now.
Does all teleportation magic hurt you like that? Does it backfire like that?
No, the backfire's ending up in the closet. We're about a good 1,000 miles, I would guess, off target.
Ryder looks at you. Yeah.
The thing we were running from is what made the bad day.
Yes. He looks at the three of you, then looks at Ira, or i.e. the caretaker. Alright, well, I'm not sure what to make of this, but like I said, if you think this is the best course of action, then I agree with you. We should...
We shall call a meeting, and we shall discuss this amongst the rest. However, let it be known that these people are not to be hurt.
He looks at Felix, or more than they already
Well,
are.
any more than they already are. They
Understood,
are
sir.
guests of the utmost honor, and they shall be treated as such.
Honor. Should make a deception check for the honor thing, but you know it's fine.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. This is what working with the cult's gonna get you.
Oh my god.
Well, you're not wrong. So, make an intimidation check.
Wow, that's quite spicy language.
Really spicy.
They don't like people.
What'd you get on your intimidation check?
A 14.
14. He looks mortified. I'm gonna go. And he
Yes,
grabs the
word,
broom
oh,
and
medic.
yeah, he grabs the broom, goes to the closet.
First word I've heard in a long time.
A medic, a field medic. He puts the broom away, looks inside, and is concerned by how disheveled it is and kind of blood dripping into the room. But you know, he's not gonna worry too much about it. Puts the broom back, opens the door, the mosaic door, and leaves.
As soon as he
How
leaves, I close the door and I drop this guy's cell.
How long does that spell last?
In the rings, I'm gonna say.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna convince them in your religion there.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing that I'm gonna redact because I feel like this is something that Ryder would have thought of. Where's the player's handbook actually? What is minor illusions thing? Is minor illusion concentration?
No. Yes, actually,
Yeah.
I think
It is.
minor
Pretty
illusion
much
is
all
concentrated.
illusions are.
Yeah.
Minor illusion is not, though.
Is it really?
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's the cantrip, actually.
It is the cantrip. What Ryder would have done is had a stoic Ira walk out behind him.
Hmm.
A poor representation of you with minor details, but nevertheless, he was too terrified to even make notice of it.
Is
So,
that really how I look?
shut up. It was a quick thing. I'm also focusing on that and Rex. Shut up.
But he needs
So you
concentration.
know.
Well, looks like we're brokering a peace deal with the enemy as the enemy.
How long does minor? How long does your disguise self last?
An hour.
So we have to make these talks within an hour.
How many spell slots do you have left?
I've got 2. At 55 minutes, we could call a short recess. And then I can make my way to the office that's mine, apparently. And I can reapply it.
Yeah, were you about to go to your office? I was about to follow you, but I forgot.
do
There's
we
probably a
want,
range for visibility.
Do we want Ryder to be at him this time?
I
don't think that'd be a good idea.
I can't believe you'd even table the opinion, Felix. You always talk about how useless he is. I just assumed that you wouldn't even question it.
Well, we kind of need you more to be actively talking to sell your religion to them.
Well, I mean, here's something to think about. We do need to sleep, right? We can't leave. So we are going to have to stay the night here.
Yes.
During that time, we're not going to be able to have the caretaker be here. How do we manage that? I feel like that's the first thing that we need to worry about, because even after the meetings, we're still going to be here.
The caretaker wasn't actually a person, right? He was an illusion, or he was a hag.
He was an illusion, yes.
Here's the plan. Can we disguise one of the hag's bodies to be the caretaker?
Oh.
Right,
And then blow up the room with the bomb?
So we're gonna stuff the body with the bomb.
Well,
No,
Minor
we just
illusion
hide-
that's too.
No, not like that, not like that.
We
I
just
don't
hide
think-
the bomb somewhere in the room, and then we have the caretaker be disintegrated by said bomb.
Well, here's the thing. I think we do. Do we still have those buckets of oobleck?
No, because that was filtered, and through the filtering, the promised deal was that the Emerald Dragonborn in Mechanus would keep the oobleck side and return the black flask to Ryder, as well as witness what happened once he drank it.
So we don't have any space.
You have none of them.
Good. I'm just. The bomb is very big radius. If I remember correctly, it's like 120 feet.
Yes. With varying levels of devastation.
Such devastation.
It was
This
definitely its intention. So.
We. So I guess we could do something like that. Have the bodies. We would want one of the hag bodies recognizable.
We could keep the third.
Tell them that they're members of the cultists, and this is what they do to the people.
Wait a minute. I do have a 3rd level spell slot. I could animate the dead.
Oh, how long does that last?
Wait,
A long time.
Ah, man.
wait,
Animate
how's
dead.
Animate the Dead works?
I can raise a single body per cast, and it's under my command for 24 hours.
So here's
Okay.
It can't obviously speak, but I'm sure one of you can throw your voice. Disguise yourself as a hag.
I mean, Ryder's got minor illusion. He can use that to throw his voice.
Does he remember the hag's voice sounds like?
I don't think any of these people know what the hag sounded like anyway. It could just be some
I don't think.
hag.
Oh, you were gonna.
Actually, that's really true. Given that one person came in and
I thought
saw
we were
you
gonna
before.
animate one of the bodies to be the caretaker.
We could do that too.
We're gonna make it look like they attack. We're gonna. So then, if we're gonna make it look like we're using animate the dead to make them it look like they're attacking. That makes this easier. Because
I'd have to animate at least 2. One for the caretaker and one for the hag. Because I don't want one of us to be blown up by this bomb.
Ryder does pitch in as well. I do have a normal black flask as well.
What would that do?
Well, these
I'd rather not
things,
risk the black
these things
flask.
reanimate people, don't they? We saw somebody drink it, get their
Okay.
throat slit, and then come back as one of those things.
But here's the problem. We don't have control of that though.
Yeah,
We
that's the
animate
problem
the
here.
dead. That's the problem. We can bring back the dead with the flask, sure, but we need absolute control of it.
Yes, absolute control. That does sound quite nice.
So then what's your plan?
All right. So what do you need to be able to animate 2 bodies?
Time.
How much time?
Actually, no, not even time. It's instantaneous cast.
Mm-hmm. You just
Or
need
I
2
lied. It's a
third level
minute cast.
spells.
Yes, of which I have 1.
So what would you need to get a second one?
A nap?
A long nap or a short nap?
A very long nap. These are my cleric spells we're talking about. Could you catnap me?
That's also short rest.
Oh boy. Okay, an addendum to the plan. I resurrect the hag, but we make the caretaker an illusion. No, that can't work either, because he can't talk.
We have minor illusion. Ryder can throw his voice and make him be the caretaker.
Yes, but it's Ryder. I don't know if I trust him for this.
Do you have minor illusion?
Probably not. The
'Cause
answer
neither
is
do I.
definitely no.
This is one of the few. This is one of the few moments where he's useful. This is all him acting.
Counter idea.
Of your current idea?
I actually go as the caretaker. And I misty step away. As I misty step away, the minor illusion of Ira drops, and I take her place. Meanwhile, whoever is maintaining minor illusion of Ira makes it look like the caretaker is eviscerated by the explosion.
That's gonna be.
Question for you, Ira. Do you have a 4th level spell?
I do have a 4th level slot.
Because you can just up animate dead to affect an additional 2 creatures.
It is tapped at the moment.
I see.
Otherwise, yes, the simple idea would be just to turn them both into zombies. But I can't I?
We would have to time it because I guess we don't know how immediately. I'm pretty sure he said it was immediate, but how immediate the explosion would be.
If I recall from the conversation, the options were remote detonation, which you did not go with. You went with a short fuse, which...
No, we went with remote detonation.
Was it remote detonation? I don't recall, because you would have to have been close to it, and if the initial plan was just to drop it and then get out, and then not be there for the explosion...
I don't even remember remote detonation being a part of the plan, or being, like, on the table.
I
thought it was on a timer.
I don't quite
rem-
remember, but I think that he had the option of.
I remember he gave us a code word to remote in a remote.
I don't believe he gave you a
We-
remote.
We have like a tablet he gave us for it.
Do you? Well, the fuse was varying between 6 seconds and 18 seconds.
So we'd have to.
6 seconds isn't a very long time. By the time they figure out something's happening, it'll be too late.
Which I think was the purpose, because you had the short fuse and long fuse. The long fuse would have been like several minutes, so you can hide it and then run away. But
Yes.
since the original plan was to just drop in, drop it, drop out, it was decided that the short fuse would be best, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think that's why we talked about the remote, because we didn't have teleport at that point.
I don't remember. But
Make a ruling, Teeler. Which is it?
which would you prefer?
The code word would be hilarious, because then as I'm giving the speech as the caretaker, I could slip the word in, and then we could all prepare for an explosion.
We'll go with that then.
Alright.
I'm okay with either. What we'll change it to is that at the time of without the deciding factor, he just made it multi-purpose. You could have it either be a code word or activate a fuse.
Perfect. What is our code word?
The code word is you place your hands on it. You basically where the detonation, like where the fuse normally is, you place both of your hands onto it, and it'll highlight the bomb. When it's highlighted, speaking the next word will create the code word.
The one.
But then
Alright,
anytime
so-
after you say it, if you are within 300 feet and you say the word, it immediately detonates in a 120-foot radius.
We need a word that you won't say in common. in common speech.
Sorry, 60-foot radius, 120-foot diameter.
Okay, that's much easier to escape. I'm not too concerned about that now.
Yeah.
I'll still be in it though.
Okay. We're gonna have to also get this within 60 feet of you.
My idea was that we could have the zombie hold it and like run up behind me, right? We could have someone minor illusion it saying for the cult or for Tiamat or some shit. And then I'm like, oh no, it's the cult. And then as it blows up, I misty step away.
You're making a fucking suicide bombing zombie. That you animate to fake your own death as the caretaker. This is the most convoluted plan I've ever heard.
There's a convoluted plan here. So
You
far.
It's so convoluted, it just might work.
It's so convoluted, it's going to work.
So then, as it shows up
If
and it
you were
yells
one of the
for
cultists
the
who
cult,
survived this blast, are you gonna question that it wasn't the cult?
Look, continue on with your plan making, because I'm enjoying this.
as it shows up behind me, and whoever minor illusions it to say for the cult, I'll be like, oh no, it's the cult, and then I will pretend to like run away, and I'll actually be running away for my life. And then as it goes off, I will misty step away, replacing my illusion self with me, as the caretaker is then illusioned to being disintegrated. I think it's flawless. It should work perfectly.
I see no issues with this.
Ryder, are you ready for all this minor illusion? Do you have any better illusion spells?
How are we gonna hide the zombie and the bomb, though? I suppose is the important question.
You also don't even actually know how the meeting takes place. You don't know if it's like from a balcony, if it's in a room, if it's in the middle of the fucking people.
Yeah, there's
So-
definitely going to be some casualties.
Which is fine. We're not allies with them anyway. As long as they're not our enemy, I don't care.
Give me a second.
We're definitely going to hit some people.
So should we find out
It's-
more information
It's a
before we execute
60-foot
this plan?
radius.
I don't know if we have much time. I think the meeting's being called right away.
As you say that, you can hear footsteps coming up to the door.
Oh, fuck. Back I go. Minor illusion. Disguise self.
I'm still invisible, right?
Yeah, you have invisibility for an hour.
Oh god, you're an issue now.
I'm gonna be an issue. Can you, Ryder? Can you recast
No,
visibility?
he doesn't have the spell slots to do it, and he casted it through his loot, so he can't use it more than once.
Just make yourself visible. We'll cover for you.
Get
Just
behind.
hide.
Get
Just
behind.
hide in
me.
the closet.
Get in the back of the line. You're behind us.
I try to hide behind. We go in the closet. I go in
Yeah.
first. Go for be in front of me.
I mean,
Okay.
no, we're all out of the closet at this point. Just stand behind Gopher. The guy missed you.
Okay, alright.
You guys didn't see you. It's fine.
Yeah. Just make sure your feet align with mine too.
Things are gonna. This is gonna.
Or
Go.
I just hide back in the closet because then I guess I can turn off person in there.
Okay.
Where you guys were
Do
trying to
you want to deal with us going away and then someone else finding you after the spell ends? Just get behind Gopher.
I don't know if he actually has the spell, but for this sake, I'll say that he can cast Silent Image, a better illusion spell. So,
Perfect.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll just say that he has that at his discretion for now.
He can he can control his illusion then.
Yeah.
We can have a caretaker and Ira at the same time from his illusion.
Perfect. I will see if I can stall for a meeting tomorrow so we can all have a nap.
Alright, as you are discussing this, we'll assume that all of us has also been through the ring, because why not? There's no reason not for it to be.
Oh, definitely.
The door opens up, and it is a different person than the two that you've met. This one is a tad bit older, not like decrepit like the caretaker actually is, but probably in his late 30s. Upper, strong build, massive greatsword at his waist. Sir, the steer was able to get the crowd ready. They're awaiting your announcement.
Perfect.
All right.
This is exactly what we had wanted. Yes.
In the rings.
I'll tell
Do
them
you
that
want
you're
the word
just
on the bomb
getting
to
ready.
be?
And he
Excellent.
he goes back down. When you're ready, your balcony's been prepared as well.
Oh, excellent. If you would not mind, to make a bigger show of it for the guests, would you mind having me flanked by two of us to escort me there?
When you say two of us, you mean you and the emissaries from El Terrell?
No, two of us.
Of course, yes, sir. That's
Excellent,
the plan. I'm only a door's way normally, so I'll stay close to you this time.
Perfect.
I'll be waiting for you in your office when you're ready.
Excellent. Thank you.
And he closes the door, and you can hear heavy footsteps going down the steps.
Oh, God.
Just created a martyr.
He's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
Him and somebody else.
Okay, so code word for the bomb. will be what?
You place both your hands, and it only will be designated to one person. So
It's
the
gotta
person
be
it has to be the one putting their hands on the device.
It's gotta be a word you're not gonna accidentally use.
I take my hands off. Well, what word will it be?
You gotta choose.
I like that you had to
Yeah.
take your hands off first, so that way you didn't create it to be well.
Oh, what's a word that isn't used very often? A word that won't come up.
Writer pictures an eggplant.
Eggplant is a good word, yes. I put my hands back on the tablet. Eggplant.
Writer pitches in. So how are you gonna bring eggplant into your
I
speech?
slap him. Oh, does it only go off when I say the word?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I thought you just doomed us all. Okay. I will go on a tangent of fruit and vegetables. Because at that point it's not going to matter, right? Like it's just going to be what it is.
You're gonna speak of a dream of having a community garden.
By the time they suss out something is wrong, it'll be too late.
Well,
Also,
literally
so
just-
when you put your hands onto it and say eggplant, right? The palm prints that you placed your hands onto, it sort of glows with this lightish blue hue that turns into veins. And just above the dial for the timer or the fuse, you see written out in a foreign language to you, but you can understand that it is likely the word eggplant in that language.
Well, perfect.
Does it happen to be Draconic?
No, it is not.
Sylvan?
No.
Side question.
Yes.
We have the location has the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna get the bomb there and not be detected? I can't exactly animate a zombie and then just have it march behind us.
I don't know. I also don't know how you were planning on having that happen when you have two bodyguards next to you either.
Is one of you feeling particularly stealthy?
You look over to the corner where the invisible one is.
Oh my god.
We give
Yes.
you the bomb. You take it behind us, behind
No,
me and
no.
my retinue.
I missed a spell slot. I have a third level spell slot.
Well, damn.
I can make the zombie invisible.
He's still gonna be a loud zombie. I don't know what
He'll
you
have
want.
advantage. He'll have advantage.
So I'm holding the bomb in the
I
message.
think we can make enough noise marching along to disguise the marching of the zombie.
You guys can't be with me though, otherwise it'll look like you set the bomb off.
Ryder pitches in. Yeah, we might actually have to be in the crowd or not even be present in general.
Yeah, I think getting it in can go. Once we split off, I think there's.
Ooh. Just so you're aware, zombies are not very stealthy.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the problem. Okay,
What
side
about
idea.
skeletons? How are skeletons?
We'd have to boil the meat off the bones.
No, you pick whether or not it's a skeleton or a zombie in character stats.
Oh shit! Excellent.
Can we...
I don't think a skeleton's gonna be as convincing as.
Well, if it's invisible, it won't matter.
Side idea. What is the range of minor illusion?
Not far.
Actually, you know what? That is a better. That is a point. I could just make the bomb invisible, couldn't I?
Does invisibility work that way? Can you select an object to make invisible? A creature. Yeah.
A creature and anything it's carrying, yeah.
Yep.
side idea. We give the bag of holding to Rex, who's invisible. Inside the bag of holding is the zombie with the bomb. We then have him pull said zombie out of the bag, and someone with minor illusion go for the cult before the bomb is detonated after the word that I cannot say.
Also to clarify as well,
Thoughts does Ryder have?
I have no fucking idea.
You're gonna allow him to use silent image twice?
Yeah, probably.
You could just silent image the area around the zombie while it waits.
What's that gonna do though? Silent image doesn't make anything like silent. You're thinking of
The zombie
silence.
just has to stand there. It doesn't have to move.
Turn him into like a fucking bookshelf? What the hell do you think he's gonna turn into?
Just make it so it doesn't look like there's anything there. Just have it stand there, and everyone's enamored by the speech, and then suddenly running from the back.
How's he gonna get there? Also, how are you gonna cast Animate Dead on him?
Yeah, we cast Animate Dead, stick him in the
We cast
satchel.
Animate Dead, now we stick him in the bag.
Yeah. Rex gets him out of the bag. The space where he puts it. Silent image. No one sees anything. Rex leaves.
Alright, fair enough.
We just have a zombie standing there. Ready to run.
So the skeleton actually has decent stealth. It has a +2 instead of a -2 for the zombie.
The issue is we want it to look like it's alive.
Yeah.
Does it have to be?
Well, it has to look like something alive, right? Because we're trying to frame the cult for this.
Mm-hmm.
And skeletons can't speak.
Neither can
Whereas if
zombies.
it's a zombie, we could totally kind of pretend it does. As it's not rotten yet.
Yeah, you think they're gonna, for the cult, and a skeleton run out and explode. It's gonna be more convincing than a zombie, which is gonna look like it's a living being.
I mean, zombies also can't talk.
They don't have to know that. That's what the minor illusions for.
If you see a running if you literally see just a skeleton running,
Well,
to
ultimately, I don't think it's
Flash.
going to matter between the two. Especially if it's not going to be trying to necessarily be there. Okay, so then how are you doing this? So you're going to animate the dead now. You're going to stuff it in the bag of holding.
bag. Yep.
Okay. It's
It'll
got the
have
bomb.
the bomb in its hands. Yes.
Okay. The next step would be for Ryder to go and cast Silent Image, right? To put some sort of furniture piece to hide the zombie in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Wait.
what's the
When he does that,
well he doesn't have he can just make it so it doesn't look it's just a box that essentially he doesn't need to put something there, he just needs to make it so the zombie isn't seen in the area. It doesn't have to be a bookshelf. It's a false image of the area.
so it's like a mirror, effectively, of that spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a spot as it is, but it doesn't change if someone walks into the space.
The person would have the effect of basically disappearing if they stepped in.
Yes. Okay. And hopefully nobody steps into that open space either, because then they would step on a
Perfectly.
zombie.
Yes.
Second
I'll
thing,
just yell at them not to stand there. It's my favorite spot.
Silent Image. Let me double check.
Yeah, what's its range?
That's not what I'm checking for. Silent Image is concentration. He does this, invisibility drops on Rex.
But you
I
don't
start
need
holding
me
the invisibility
right?
on Rex.
Okay, so then you would put invisibility on Rex. Range of Silent Image is 60 feet, so he just has to see the zone in order to do it.
So he's gonna have to step close and then step out of the blast radius.
Yeah, people are gonna have to run from the blast radius. You're not sure how big this office is, but I mean, it will decimate the office most likely and possibly part of the hallway.
Because well, we're yeah the we have to hope we enter like the front of where the crowd is gathering. We drop the cube with the sign image and then start heading towards the back.
My main concern is that if the bomb is behind me, I will not be able to move 60 feet to get out of it. As jumping off the balcony is not going to work, as then there will be a body of the caretaker. So the zombie skeleton will have to run in front of me, and I'll be like, oh no, it's the cult. And at which point I will run for my life and I will die in the explosion. But I will be fine. But if it's behind me, I won't be able to move far enough not to get caught in it.
I mean, it's a
I feel
60-foot
like
radius, so if it's in front of you,
yeah.
I don't think Misty Step's gonna get you out of that either.
I can run in Misty Step for 60.
Yeah, be on the outskirts of it.
Yeah, but if it's behind me, I'll only be 55
Nope.
feet away.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You'll
So
need it
literally
to
has be in
like.
front of me.
It will need to. You can tell the zombie to basically dive over you, and say it, and then have it go off.
Yeah,
It's
that'll work.
gonna be we're gonna kill the cult instead of them to join us. There's gonna be no one left.
You don't know how high up the balcony is.
Look, realistically, they don't need to join us. They just need not to be our enemy.
With
You know,
their
it's fair.
300 soldiers, 25 siege weapons. It sounds
Yes.
like.
They
I
just
mean, it'd
not
be
need
real
not to be a
help.
part of this. Worst case scenario, we still come out on top. Best case scenario, we get a new army.
I mean, worst case scenario is we all blow up.
Well, you're not going to be there to get blown up. I will be.
Yeah, worst case scenario is Ira gets caught in the explosion and fucking gets ripped to shreds.
I mean, if we have it run and jump off the balcony, then we have to worry about the explosion too.
It's not going to jump off the balcony. It'll just stay up there. There's
Yeah,
nothing
it's
to
just
see
gonna
ahead.
be directly in front of Ira.
Just time it so it starts to jump.
So
No, not even. Just have it run up out front with the bomb and be like, I'll be like, oh no, it's the cult. At which point, I will run for my life before it blows up.
It's gonna, if you like run past it and it just stands there, I think it's gonna look a little weird.
I mean, you can have it hold it up like a sign of God and blow up at that point.
Yeah, like it's a suicide bomber. I don't think they're gonna question it too much.
You know what, that's... Ugh, how
I
many
think the
watch lists
fact
are
of
we
it
on
blowing
now, by the
itself
way?
up is gonna be the problem.
What watch lists are we on, by the way, now?
I mean, what?
What watch list?
Oh god.
Oh, for what? Saying suicide bomber a couple dozen times on Twitch? Probably plenty.
Jesus.
It's not real. None of this is real.
Yeah, the FBI guy is really inching closer to my house now.
Just edging outside your door. Ooh.
If he says it one more time, we might have to call the FBI. And they bring in the
But you're
fucking
the FBI.
SWAT. Bring in the SWAT.
Oh, we're gonna get swatted?
It's not funny.
We're definitely on the list now.
Anyways,
We have everything we need in place.
Yep.
I will now animate the corpse.
all right. So you
That'll
spend the
save
minute. Yep, you spend the minute to well, basically you take the one of the hag bodies out. You animate the hag body. The flesh on it
Anyone have a-
starts to fall off in different bits and pieces
Why is it falling apart?
because you're fucking animating it, and it now has no actual like. When the cells die, they don't exactly just stick together. They tend to
I mean,
like.
Tyler, it's only been like minutes.
Do you think corpses automatically turn into a
Decomposition
pile of
No,
Started
but
yet.
it's not falling off to the point of where it's gonna be recognizable. What I meant to say is like it droops and the skin gets graying and pale. Because I mean, the way that animate,
Tyler,
I don't know how animate dead fucking works. It looks like it just straight up means that like the body becomes decomposed.
It just brings a corpse back to life.
Okay, then it just looks like the hag.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Okay.
I was just, suddenly it's like.
I thought that it
Ray,
I thought it like fell apart. Hold on, let me go back to animate that so I can reread it. But anyways, you now have an animated hag body, which technically
Perfect.
shouldn't work anyways, but I don't care.
Smile just a little bit, you fucking hag, you bitch. Look happy. Look happy as you're about to kill me.
You're punching her into the bag.
I'll press to digitate all the blood off of her as well.
Probably a good
I'll
idea.
help with that.
You also have to take one of the hag bodies that is still whole, because some of them got ripped to shreds. I believe one got cleaved in half by a gopher. Another was burned beyond recognition. So you have to take the third option. You have one shot at this.
We now we now have we have a burnt corpse. There we go.
That is true. You do have a burnt corpse. Do you want to animate that one instead?
Oh, I don't want. It's not a burn victim. It's a cult member.
I mean, for a leftover body.
Look, let's be
Yeah,
honest
that's
here.
called look.
How
That's
much-
burned beyond recognition?
Actually, that's a good point. I'll take the bag of holding, and in my place, I'll leave a burnt body.
It works.
How much time do you think you got to do this?
Plenty.
It's gonna fucking explode. You're gonna be like, all right, let me dump the body out. Let me position it like this,
Carefully
and then I go
position
away.
Well,
And here I
no. Rex dumps the body along the staircase, like you were running out.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna have two. You're gonna have. Wait, so you're gonna have two bodies? You're gonna have the one holding the bomb and then dumping the burn victim one?
Yes.
Okay.
That is, Rex could just leave the burn victim like somewhere behind me. As the caretaker, I could just be like, no guards up here. Get thee gone.
Yeah, after you asked for them.
You just asked for them.
I changed my mind, didn't I?
That's probably fine. You just gotta go. You gotta go talk to Biff.
I gotta get going. I'm late.
You're very late. You spent a minute to cast this, and then you started to bicker about what bodies to use.
Yeah.
Zombie, get back in the bag.
Oh my god.
Shoved it in there.
All right.
I'll see you guys in a bit. And if,
Zombie, that's the bomb.
I guess if something goes wrong, it was a pleasure to know all of you.
If something goes wrong, I'll come book it. Oh, we don't have a high enough cleric. Just,
I think the issue is if something goes wrong, there won't be enough of me to put back together. So
well, if we had a high enough, if we had a strong enough cleric with us, we could fix that.
best of luck, I guess.
Also, you wouldn't want
I'll
the
see you later.
cleric to be the one that needs the reviving at that point. That wouldn't be an ideal
That's
situation.
why I'm pointing out if we had a cleric with us.
He is a cleric.
He's not with us right now. He's on a balcony,
As an old fart.
hoping and praying to himself that he's not gonna die.
Nah, he's just worshipping the black. It's fine. Anyways, so when you go down the steps, who's all following? Ryder is, because
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, all of us.
Yeah, all of you
All
are.
of us.
Okay. So you go down the steps. The staircases don't really wind that far down. However, it does do a full revolution that leads out into a like a longer hallway inside the mountainside. The marble sort of ends at the bottom of the staircase, and it turns into more carved out pathways in the stone. As you're traveling down, you can see down the hall. The hallway itself is not very wide. It's about 10 feet wide. You can see the large muscular man sitting on the other side of you. Or not on the other side, but on the other side of a doorway. And as you come down the steps, he looks at you. Sir, the crowd's getting a little bit rowdy. If
Apologies for the delay. Yes, let us be off.
all right, excellent.
Is there someone else around here? Anyone else?
I wasn't able to grab somebody else, so it would just be me, sir.
Oh, that's fine. I was concerned about getting our guests down here, to mingle amongst the crowd.
Would you like me to escort them through through our stronghold out to the crowd.
I would appreciate it as I'm covered. It's still covered in blood.
Yes,
Yes,
I think
I-
them being out amongst the people would lend more credence to the conjoining of potential powers. Would you not agree?
I agree. I can bring him to the medical ward as well. They were just patching up a few of our troops, so.
Do you think you would want medical attention now, or do you wish to see the speech?
We'll do it after the speech. I think it helps showing what the cult
Shit,
likes
hold
to
on.
do.
My dogs are barking.
What the cult likes to do. What do you?
Yeah. I think I did.
He's very fatalistic. He loves presenting himself as an injured party to help present a point.
That's what Stir said. Okay.
The cult did this to me.
Okay. Then I'll just escort you all to the crowd, and we'll be in waiting for you, sir.
Perfect. Excellent.
He waits for all of you to pass the room. So he starts.
Rex is invisible, is he not?
Yes,
Yeah.
Rex is invisible because of
Perfect.
the switching around of invisibility castings.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like there's no one else up here, so we might not need to worry about the
Thinking
silent
it's
image
more
at all.
the run. Oh yeah.
Okay, so then
I
Rex would be
also
the only other
switch.
one in the room.
We're still gonna switch because we're gonna need it for the silent image stuff. For
We
your
might not
land-
even need it. There might not be anybody else up here. Is the thing.
Well, for your landing in the crowd.
Well, at this point, I'll be running back inside because I probably can't survive that fall anyway.
You know that you traveled down about 20 feet, so
We're still like 100 and some feet in the air.
you're about 130 feet in the air.
Just keep the fake me with you, and I will hopefully find you all later.
The guy that I have just dubbed as Biff, as he's standing out, waiting for all of you, he starts counting. Wasn't there one more of you? There was like a woman with black hair. Where's she at?
Yes, there was another one of them.
Did you guys hear my dog?
A little bit. I thought that was Mason like trying to come up with a plan and just air escaping his soul.
I heard that little chuckle and I was just like, I think that was my dog that got picked up in the bike.
Hey, buddy, don't be such a whiny ass. Get out of here. Go.
Oh. Anyone have an idea for this?
Wait, so Jordan can't keep up both, right? Keep me invisible and
He's not
Great.
keeping you invisible.
Well, the thing is that he
I am.
can't. He doesn't have a method of moving. Silent image isn't like one that moves. It's something that stays stagnant,
He's just constantly casting it to make it move.
which would not look great.
It's a level spell too, isn't it?
It sure is.
Or I mean, mine.
Can do minor illusion, but then it's just a stagnant image that like
He's casting
appears
it
and
very fast to
disappears.
make it walk.
it's like
inserting
Ira's
puppets.
lagging and is just like fucking T-posed running down the hallway.
God.
He's casting it like 400 times a second.
She did leave earlier. I
Well, we-
I let her like.
Oh. Okay, hold on. He does do silent image before going down the stairs. He just has to very much so focus on it to make it appear as though its movements are natural.
Oh, excellent.
So it says, for example, if you create an image of a creature and move it, you can alter the image so it appears to be walking.
Perfect.
I thought silent
Oh,
image was one that
crisis
stayed
averted.
still. Yep, you're good. So we'll redact that as the other you starts coming down the stairs. Oh, okay, excellent. Then
There she is.
We'll all be down in the crowd then, sir.
Perfect. Yes, I will prepare myself, and I will step out when I am prepared.
It's a little weird, Rex, because you can see an illusory Ira walking down and just kind of walks through you because you're invisible and it won't matter, but it's just a little odd. As the
shouldn't it be better if I walk with the image too, so it'll be like I share the same space.
Well, the thing is, you share the same space. The illusion also has no sound to it, so its footsteps are silent. It's a little off-putting, but
very graceful. Very
graceful.
Because since I'm gonna be down with the crowd, now I'm gonna get pushed into. Someone's gonna push into me.
Yeah, you're not going into the crowd. Yeah, you're staying.
Oh, okay. I'm going with you.
Yeah, because you need to.
So no one else happens to see you.
Yes.
Go up.
Yes, because you're unloading the corpses and then you're running down to the bottom.
Yeah, you are hauling ass after unloading the corpses. All right. So the rest of you start getting escorted down. It takes about 2 minutes for you all to get into the crowd. The hallway itself leads into a suddenly rather steep walkway that goes down. There's no steps involved. It's just a lot of like a hill almost. So you're doing that slow movement down a hill where you kind of like do half steps to keep your legs steady. And you start going down and it curves off into an opening that's like a cave entrance. Once you exit that cave entrance, you can see hundreds of people are surrounding the cliffside that you came out from. When you look up, you can see 120 feet up in the air is this marble-like white stone that is protruding out by about 10 feet from the mountainside. From your angle, you can't see above it. You're just seeing directly under it. So where are the three of you going? Gopher, Felix, and Ryder, and Ira as well.
Towards the back.
Probably a good idea.
While you guys are going down, can you also relay instructions on how to get through this place?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, because the way I see this working is once I'm blown up, I will have to hide in the bag of holding while Invisible Rex sprints through this place.
So, ring of coordination, please.
Easy enough. All you do is from that hallway, you go straight. You go to the right from exiting the doorway, and you go that way.
Perfect. Straight and then a right, and then go
Yes.
that way.
All right.
You pass several. Well, from the doorway, you just take a right, and then straight from there. There's several other passages that lead off to other areas, possibly the medical ward, weapon storage, whatnot. But you do not have to go through like a maze. It seems that when they carved out the passages for here, they ideally went with a efficient look instead of an aesthetically pleasing and complicated one. So, if the plan is for Rex to stay out of the blast radius, a fair safe distance away, Ira, how are you going to relay where he is after the explosion? How are you going to get into the bag of holding without being able to see Rex?
I mean, Rex will.
Can he put me in the bag without
Yeah.
breaking invisibility?
Yeah, he can. But
He
it was
just
more
have to
so
grab
like...
her hand and then lead her into the bag.
Alright, fair enough.
The explosion radius is what, 60 feet?
60 feet radius, so...
He just has to be outside of 60 feet. He'll see me.
Yeah.
So I guess when he sees me, he can call me through the ring to have me stop, scoop me up, and then we keep going.
Alright. So, from
Yeah, I could do that.
from the
I
office...
guess the
When you
only other thing I can think of, do we happen to see a spare uniform for the Sparks as we go along?
No, not from the hallway. It would possibly be in one of those other alcoves, but definitely not in here.
Are there any guards or anything in my office/balcony?
No.
Perfect.
It seems that your office does have a lock on it. Your office is the place that you
Oh, yeah.
feel safe in because it also has your bed, or at least the caretaker's bed, even though that he never used it because the caretaker was also fake. But beside the point. When you enter the room, you can tell that you do have a substantially large desk, 12
Oh,
feet
yeah.
wide, 3 feet in width. So it's a lengthy
And it's
desk.
time to destroy it.
Rex, as you follow him into the room, you also see all this. The walls themselves are tapestried with the emblazoned symbol of the sparks, that reddish swirl of fiery, sort of like crackling magic. Like a sharp, sort of sound-looking crest. There are plenty of papers on the desk itself, though most of it seems to be in scribbles and illegible and not important in any sort of way, so don't ask. There is a bookshelf in the corner with several books on it,
Is
all
there any
labeled as
information on the
pastime.
cult on the table?
No, because it's all scribbles and unimportant information.
Perfect.
It doesn't sound like unimportant information.
I absolutely said it was sir.
Should put those scribbles up on the fridge. Make his kids proud.
You can probably estimate the reason why none of these are important is because of the fact that the cult wouldn't leave important cult information where they're not currently residing.
Yeah, amongst people they don't consider as an equal anyway. Okay.
Most of what's in this room is purely aesthetic to give the ruse that the caretaker is important. Anyways, beyond this room, which is only about like 20 feet wide, it's not really spacious. The desk takes up a substantial amount of the room. There are glass panes in the back that open up to what looks to be marble steps that lead up out of your own view.
Well, I assume that would be the balcony.
One can assume.
That's a problem.
Rearrange the furniture slightly quickly to make a better run path.
I put all the furniture to the side of the room so I can run straight through.
Makes sense. Your door does not have glass to it or anything. It's a solid wooden door. You're not going to be able to use Misty Step through that. Though if you get to the hallway...
I mean, he just left that open.
Yep, exactly. So if you get to the
There's no
hallway,
guards.
then you can do it. Or you just leave the door open, I suppose, and then you can just Misty Step to that.
Yeah, there's no guards. He doesn't need to have it closed for security.
That's a good
No
point.
one knows.
It's a good point. It's an excellent point. So do you leave the door open?
I'll leave the door open, or
Sounds like
I
a good
guess
idea.
slightly ajar.
Slightly ajar is probably good enough. Enough for you to be able to see past it. Anyways. Rex, what are you doing? You gonna pop out the zombie? Little zombie with a fucking
With a bomb?
nuke in his hand? A 60-foot nuke?
There's a problem, sir. All the bodies are really mingled up together.
Just became one super body.
Just pull them out. We'll try to untangle the mess of limbs quickly.
You take out the body. You while being grasped by another dead body, it looks like. You just kind of slap
Jesus,
that
what the
back
hell are
into
they
the
doing
thing.
in there?
It looks like one of the
That's what I was
halves
telling
got
you, sir.
stuck. It's like when you put headphones in your pocket and the tangled, like, just clumps somehow. Even if you put them in, wrap them up nicely, you stick it in your pocket, immediately becomes just a knot. Anyways, you slap out the zombie. The zombie's got a bomb in its hands, and it's just kind of standing there.
You look great.
It gives a
Did you
crude
do something
smile.
with your hair?
The hair falls off.
Perfect. I'll just put that back on for you. As I take the
You
scalpel
slap
and
it
put
on with
back
a little bit of some spit, and it's all stuck on there. All good as
Oh,
new.
you're all sorts of healthy. Let's put the burnt corpse somewhere on the staircase.
Alright.
Well, I mean, he can check that out as he puts you in the bag.
Well, no, it's got to be close, right? Because we want it to be completely undistinguishable.
It's already undistinguishable.
It could be more. It could just be a pile of bones.
You know what? Fair enough. There's no guards.
Anyways,
We'll put the corpse on the stairs.
All right.
So Rex,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
Me too,
I'll lock
sir.
the door on here.
No, you're just faking
And,
your own death as a fake person. It's fine.
I don't
God,
have
you
any
can
sort
shut
of
off
way
for a
to
second.
prevent my death.
What you do?
So if it comes down to it, I might not be able to get far enough away. So best of luck, I suppose. Take care of Gopher for me.
No, you just have to believe. I know you can. We can make this. All of us can make this through.
I don't know about that. Eventually our luck will run out, and I don't know if that's going to be today or tomorrow, but
So wait. So the blast radius is 60 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Radius.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's instant 60 feet, or does it
Mhm.
gradually get?
When you use the code word, it will explode.
follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the spiral staircase fully enclosed, or is there like a central point, like in the middle of the staircase, where I could like fall down, like an empty space?
It's a centralized thing, so it's got like the pillar in the center of it, sort of
Perfect. So I can't fall down, and I have to actually run the whole fucking thing to get out. Great.
deal. To
Great,
go
that's fine.
to go upstairs. The spiral doesn't actually lead anywhere else. There's only the 2 floors to the spiral. Upstairs, which was the one shrine looking room, and then this floor. It doesn't go any deeper.
Am I misunderstanding? Where's the balcony in all this?
The balcony is so basically you went down 20 feet. Okay.
Mhm.
You went down a little bit, maybe like, I don't know, 10 in the hallway, because it's at a slight slant. So you're 30 feet underneath the entirety of that other room, and also off to the side of it. When you go into the office, there's double glass pane doors, and once you open those, there's just stairs, like wide stairs that go up past your field of view.
Oh.
So basically, those glass doors are like, think of them like windows. The moment you open them, you can feel a breeze. It's open air from there. It's likely not far from that is where the balcony starts. You can imagine that the stairs will likely take you out into open air in maybe just a few steps.
Okay. So I won't be too far away then.
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's not going to be like, oh, it's a 40-foot drop from the staircase to the balcony. No, it's nothing like that. It's just basically you open it up, you take maybe 5 or 6 steps up, and then you're on the balcony.
Perfect. So we have to be quite a ways from these doors then as well, because it's not that far from the explosion. No.
If anything, you are at most 40 feet from the entrance to your office to the edge of the balcony.
Holy fuck. Uh-huh.
There will be plenty of stone between you, but depending on how powerful this bomb is, it may or may not be blowing through stone.
Wait, I have an idea. Can
What, we both
create
hide
a
in the bag?
Huh?
Both hide in the bag.
I
Okay,
mean, that
that's-
might be an idea.
That's my idea, but I was more thinking, can we use Can we give you some like really tough shield that you can ride the explosion to push towards me?
Ah.
I'm weak as fuck. I probably can't even carry a shield.
Oh my god.
You also
point.
are
Can I
still.
just make a point?
Yeah.
Let me make the point first, Tyler. This is a bomb designed to take down buildings.
one could assume it has the siege
Yeah, that-
property. The
Hey,
Shield?
you can still get right at explosion if it's not standing still or put in place.
Shield ain't gonna be much stronger than a building.
We'll create some. I said that's only an example. Of shield, like something more durable.
I mean, I could outrun it. The issue is I can't get down the hallway because that runs perpendicular to the explosion.
How about
It
we
would,
just break
yes.
off the door to your office?
So
and
wait,
then,
how
you can
far
slide on
you
that?
can you can outrun it? Can I meet you to the point where the stair is?
This would be so much easier if I had a 4th level spell slot. I could just banish myself. I could just give myself Death Ward and not have to worry about it at all.
Might be why this is all taking place immediately after the fight. Makes it
I hate
more
you.
difficult.
I hate you.
Tyler, if I
He
go
wants
into my
dead.
one of my stances,
hmm
would that break visibility?
Give me a second. I will find out.
Thinking wind stance?
Yes.
Oh, clever. So you'd hold
That's
your
why I
action until-
meet you at the stairs and I'll carry you the rest of the way.
Meet me at the door because I can make it that far.
You're gonna have
Put it
to
in the bag,
really
and then you
dive into that bag.
Yeah,
We've-
so
bag that I cannot
I'll
see.
have the bag ready.
You know what? No,
When
it
he opens
won't.
that door, he jumps in. Then I'll make a
Taking
mad
actions
dash
don't break
out.
Yeah, I would
invisibility.
say that
Because my question now is like, will this break visibility?
it will not, because
Nope.
you are neither casting a spell or attacking.
Those are the only two things that break invisibility.
Yep. So you
There
can
you
go
go.
into a stance.
We can do this. We can
Perfect.
do this.
So I'll meet you at the door to my office. I will run down. You will scoop me up in the bag. Even if it's just a little bit, I can work my way in fine. While this happens, you will then have your movement and your bonus action to dash, at which point we should hopefully be far enough away.
Is it possible that I can just lay the bag point on the ground where he stands on top of it? I just pull the bag up.
It's not that wide, unfortunately.
No.
It's you are gonna have to quite literally swimming dive into this. You're gonna have to point your fingers forwards because the way that the bag works isn't like, oh, you can just put it on the ground and then whatever steps into it just falls into it. It expands out once you put something in for it to effectively encapsulate it. But it needs to start in the smaller hole for it to then expand outwards. So that's why you need to have the entry point be your fingertips, so that way the rest of you will slide into it.
Could I misty step into the bag?
It is not a point of teleportation that you can fit into.
Could I misty step above the bag?
Yeah, I suppose.
As long as I can get in, I don't really
Yeah,
care.
no, yeah. If you do that, then I'd say that you'd probably be able to actually get in there without having to make a check. Because then you just point
Perfect.
your toes and you just slide on in.
So it's 40-ish feet from the balcony to the door. Well, that's plenty. It could be an extra 20 and I'd still be fine.
You'll be good.
Okay. Okay, so we've got this all figured out. It's time for the speech.
Yeah, you've been worried about how you're going to blow yourself up, not even what you're going to say.
That's fine. I can bullshit. I just have to sneak the word in that I can't say.
And you really got to make sure you don't accidentally say it before the zombie is up the stairs. Because
That's
then
fine.
you got bigger problems. All right.
All right. Well, Rex,
Anyways.
I'll see you in a bit. I have a speech to give to people that I don't know as a person who I am not.
As a person who doesn't even exist.
I mean, the good thing is he's not more than 9 miles away from us, is he?
Oh no, you guys can all talk through the ring. Easily.
Easily.
Do we hear murmurings of hopes and dreams?
No, you hear the
This is all-
despair and of death.
It's
Not from you, from the crowd.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of murmuring. They're all just like, what the hell's taking so long? Like, I understand that he's old, but Jesus.
Does
I
anyone-
hustle my
no-
way
no
up the stairs.
dreams, nothing of that sort. Nothing that we could relay to him for better speech.
No, they're mainly just questioning what it is. You can see the one that he was talking to, for the most part, amongst the crowd, but he's more so just kind of like looking at everybody else to gauge how they'll react to the news.
Well, we have a very limited array of information. I will have to bullshit my way through this.
And slip in the word eggplant in the middle of it, as
Oh,
well
it's very
as
simple.
focusing the zombie to start up the steps before you say eggplant. Because the moment you say eggplant, there is 6 seconds before that thing explodes.
That is not the part I'm worried about. That'll be easy peasy. As I'm making my way up the stairs, come along, little zombie.
Just stay out of sight. Just at some point.
Stay about like 10 feet behind me.
Alright. Yeah. He's on the steps behind you.
Just keep
Just
saying,
barely out of field of
or
view.
the cult.
Oh boy. Okay.
I guess that's another that would also tailor another question. The minor illusion bit.
That won't matter.
That's not gonna matter.
If I'm the only one up here and there's no guards or anything, it'll be fine.
Well, if Ryder can make
How?
a shout.
Yeah. The question is how is the voice going to go up there?
It doesn't have to necessarily reach up there.
I
It
suppose.
just has to generate a yell from that direction for the cult.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do that then. Ryder is prepping and very carefully waiting for the word eggplant.
Oh God. Okay. Composed. I am a goddess. I am a goddess of death. This is nothing to me. This is just a speech to people that I don't necessarily care for. How far is the balcony from the top of these stairs?
It is about so it's 5 steps in total.
Mm.
So it's maybe like I don't know 5 feet, maybe.
Perfect. Okay. Little zombie, you stay here, just out of sight.
Only reason it's out of your field of view is just because of the fact that it's going up and the end of the cliff is just there.
Excellent. There's nobody else up here, hey?
Oh God, no, this place is barren. There's some bird shit up here, but that's about it.
Oh God, bird shit up here. Oh. Okay. Well, everybody, it is showtime. Ooh. And I step out and I raise my arms.
Hail Hitler.
Dude.
Jeez.
Anyways,
Sorry.
so you step out and you can see across herds of people of all sorts. There's tieflings, there's ogres, there's humans, gnomes, halflings, varying races, all amongst these 300 plus people that are all ranging out here. Some are old, some are young. There are women, there are men, there are every kinds of person here. And you can see that they're all waiting in anticipation. The moment you step out, everyone falls silent. You can see the sun is just beaming as it's cresting at sunset. And the light from it begins to radiate this red hue across the entirety of the mountainscape. While you stand out here, you can feel the cold breeze brushing past your illusioned self. And there's almost a slight shiver. You're not sure if that's out of fear of what is to come or the fact that it is just genuinely cold.
'Cause we're in the mountains, correct?
Correct. When you look out here, you only see mountaintops. You don't see fields of green or anything of the sort. You seem to be completely encapsulated amongst other mountain peaks. Some that are smaller, and some that are larger, like yours. Towards the back end of it, probably the half a mile across, you seem to be the central head figure position. So on the far end of it, you're in the safest place. About half a mile away is what looks to be the actual passageway that people have taken for their weapons and siege weaponry. There's a genuine road that seems to have been carved out at the farthest end of your position.
No pressure. Greetings, brothers and sisters. I apologize for such an impromptu speech and gathering. I know we are all quite busy preparing for the next couple of weeks. However,
Yeah! You hear like 4 people like kind of pitch in, and then it kind of rouses people up, and their energies kind of uplift.
I love your enthusiasm. Keep it up. However, as was made aware to me very recently, we have been played.
Murmuring started combs across the crowd. Some are looking confused, concerned, and those down in the crowd, you can see the one that he was talking to with the broom. He starts to get concerned.
Our goals all along have been to build a land upon which we need not worry about people going without food, people suffering needlessly. A place where everybody is equal and everybody has a right to everything. And it is this very reason that I come towards you today. The cult has lied to us since the beginning. They have manipulated our beliefs and our trust that we put in them to help fuel their own gains and to leave us without yet again.
Then what are we supposed to do? You can hear one person kind of pitch in, and many people kind of like voice their concerns, and then it starts to become just this torrent of voices all sort of shouting just to get their voice up to you. The average voice that pitches in is, what are we supposed to do?
Calm yourselves, calm yourselves. We still have all of the power in the world here. The cult demands our obedience, and in the end, they will leave us with nothing. However, last night, willingly or no, I suppose, I was approached by members from El Terrell. They seem to have stumbled in, not knowing where they came from, or how they got here. But I greeted them, as any old friend would. And
You
we
gave
spoke
sympathy to those cretins? To the people that put us in this very state?
Listen. I use thaumaturgy.
Fair enough. Do you?
I do.
Is thaumaturgy concentration?
No.
Okay.
I can't believe it is. Little cantrip thaumaturgy? If it is, I won't use it. It
Fair
isn't.
enough. Okay, it's not.
They came to me last night seeking help. And I made it very clear that we would not budge from our position unless we were met with a list of ultimatums. I would not make a decision without your input either, as we are all in this together, and I am not a leader.
The crowd kind of falls silent once again after its sort of aggressive voices.
So I come forward to you today to ask all of you if we side with El Terrell over the cult. You see, if we side with El Terrell, we still have all of the power. We will get anything we want from them. A land of our own, a place where our children can grow up free of the corruption of the rich and the unworthy. And we free ourselves from the chains that the cult has put around us.
There's this sort of pause amongst the crowd. Nobody's making noise. It's almost unsettling as you can kind of hear the breeze even from up here. Those that are down in the crowd, you see the one with the broom pitches in. This is everything we wanted. This is exactly what we wanted. And this way we keep our own interest. We won't get betrayed because we're the ones making the rules. There's no actual response to him. But then people start to agree. You can hear energies pitching in. There's uplifting of attention. People that pay attention to his words, hear yours, and compare the two, and come to their own decision. The cats are very indecisive, even in this decision. And people start to cheer. There are those that are still arguing against it, but they're being drowned out by all the others that are voicing their positivity towards this. And eventually, the entire crowd is just chanting, "New land! New land! What would we call our home?"
That would be for all of you to decide. But I envision, and in my mind I'm like, get ready. In my mind I envision great communities spread over a vast, rolling hillscape. Fresh crops, fresh vegetables.
You can see
Imagining
the zombie stepping behind you.
the children, our next generation, enjoying the fresh produce of our land, the carrots, the corn, the eggplant.
As you say this, the zombie rushes out, just holding. It's kind of like hobbling in a way, and it just holds it up. And as you say eggplant, Ryder throws up the spell. Let me just do this with advantage real quick. Yeah, it didn't matter at all. And very audibly and loudly you hear, "For the gods!" as this sudden blue light begins to shoot out in several different portions of the device, and it starts to crack. You see the ends of it just start to ripple. There's this pulse as it expands and shrinks down. It continues to shrink even beyond the size that it started at, going all the way down. What are you doing?
As the
You can
zombie
hear
runs
you can
out-
hear people screaming as well suddenly.
As the zombie runs out, I yell as loud as I can, "It's the cult, they've come!" And I quickly sprint past the zombie, down the stairs, and I'll misty step towards the bag.
Okay, you misty step above, and you kind of just put your arms in a cross, kind of like you're doing a water slide shoot. Rex, how are you catching him?
You explain how I catch him, so
Yep.
I'll do that.
Okay,
Oh,
so you just
I suppose I'll also... I drop my illusion.
Yep.
Yep.
You slide into the bag, and Rex.
The moment he gets, I felt the movement inside the bag. I instantly dash, go to my wind stance, and dash again.
Basically, you put after he finalizes going into the bag, you can feel the bag's magical energies dissipate for just a second, and you can hear sudden whirring of sounds. You plant your feet, turn, and you can feel the wind kick up behind you as you just sprint forwards as there's this sudden explosion outwards. So you're moving, bonus action dash, normal dash, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you sprint in this sudden burst of energy, you can feel the entirety of this cavern start to crumble. The ceiling starts to cave in as you can hear from the outside. Felix, Gopher, Ryder, you can see when the explosion takes place, nothing is happening initially. The entire device just shrinks down to nothing and then explodes out in a large, almost perfectly cylindrical space. And then the space begins to crumble away, and you can see rubble coming straight down the crowd from the mountainside. Several bits and pieces that were destroyed from the explosion start to come crumbling down, and there's small rocks, big rocks, and boulders all just rushing down the entire length of this mountainside. People are running, scrambling, screaming. Some get immediately taken out by some of the debris after the explosion. What are the three of you doing?
Gopher, run.
Fair enough. You start running, as was with everybody. There's large screaming, people running all over. On the inside, the cavern with you, Rex, you can
Gopher, can you
see.
grab both me and Ryder and run?
Gopher.
Gopher?
What?
Gopher
Oh,
died.
sorry, no, my fucking dog's bugging me. Alright. Alright.
So yeah, you're able to grab. You'd be able to grab the two of them and start sprinting faster than them away.
Yes.
So on the inside of the cavern, Rex, you can hear the ceiling starts to crumble, and the ground becomes unstable. Behind you, you no longer see the hallway. You see a torrent of debris and fumes, dust being kicked up behind you as it's starting to shoot down this passageway, gaining on you.
Oh.
Speed!
I go
Faster!
as fast as I can.
Yep, you just continue to sprint down. You pass several of the passages that are here, and how many stances do you still have left?
Huh? I
How
have
many
2 more.
Yeah, you have the 2 more.
Yeah.
You would be able to use the stances because you will not make it in the next turn. But if you keep using it, you keep just barely getting ahead of the torrent behind you before you come straight to the entrance, and you can feel it hit you in the back and slam you outwards, shooting you fast directly out of the cavern. You feel yourself propelled directly towards one of the buildings. Is there anything that you do in that time?
I'm going straight to the building.
You're going to be heading directly into one of the stone constructs that they used to house things.
Is there a window I can dive into?
Not from this side. You can see that there's like tents nearby. There's the ground that you are no longer touching as you have been thrown and propelled directly into the air. Do you
there's
have
nothing
anything to help
dangling
yourself?
in the air that I can grab.
You can attempt to. You can see that there's like, as you're being thrown, there's some like beams from some of the tents that they use to hold the tents up. You can try to grab one of those to try to descend, to brace your fall. One way or another, by grabbing these though, you are going to hurt yourself in trying to slow yourself, but it would possibly save you from colliding at full speed directly into this building.
That's better than taking it full force.
Okay. I need you to make a, let's say an acrobatics check.
Oh boy. Just lost it.
23.
All right, you
I rolled
grab one of the
15, I
beams, you
was
just
like-
start grabbing several of them. You can feel yourself still not slowing substantially, but with every sort of grab, you can feel yourself stop. Because basically what's happening is you got propelled with the force. I just threw my d20 like a maniac. You get propelled by the force so much that you are not touching the ground. And when you start to grab at these things to try to stop yourself, you sort of spin alongside it, but it slows your descent. In total, you'll take... Let me grab my dice.
Oh god. I can heal if you can get me out of the bag.
You suffer 19 points of bludgeoning damage
I'm
as
still
you start
good
to
go.
hit several of these things on your way down.
Oh god.
Anything else you're doing? You really don't have any other obstacles to slow your descent, but you're still going to end up hitting this building unless you do something.
Take 9 points.
You're out of stances, otherwise you would not have made it out of the cavern.
can't teleport. Like, how many seconds I have?
You maybe have 6 seconds at most. You have a mere instant before you're gonna collide with this.
Is there anything where I can use something I can just go push around this building in front of me?
To push around, what do you mean?
Thinking of anime stuff.
You could try to dig your blade into the ground if you want.
You know what?
What?
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah. So you,
God,
as you're
I
like,
need your help this year.
you're getting pushed out, and as you bring your blade back, you stab it into the ground, and you're like crying out, "Zatan, I need your help here." You can feel that energy sort of whisk through your armor, and you can get that sudden glow once again that you were once at. In that moment, you feel yourself slam directly into the back of the building, and even if you hit it, you don't feel all of it. This protective shine across your armor, you can feel, has mitigated some of the impact to the point of where you might survive.
Well, I mean, it'll be easy to bring your body back.
One way or the
That's
other,
the
we can
word
bring your
for
body back. That would be the zombie.
6, 11, 18, 20,
Stop, he's already dead.
30, 39,
Oh, I'm already dead. I'm already dead.
39. 45. You take 23 points of bludgeoning damage. As
23.
Yep, your mitigation of slowing your speed through whatever means possible, as well as your cry to Zatan having that spiritualistic armor envelop you. It halved the damage and then reduced the amount of dice by 8. Basically, you took 4 dice and removed 8 from the final impact.
Doesn't feel like it.
Well, no, because you were going ridiculously fast and shot probably a good 500 feet just straight. Everybody else that's around can hear this cacophony of stone and rubble just shoot out of the cave as torrents of buildings that were nearby and tents get just decimated by the rubble. People that are running, some of them get taken out entirely, just completely buried by this rubble. And others are running so far that you can't keep track of where or who anybody is at this point. Eventually, everything settles, and you can feel that the area around you has settled. The air itself has become stagnant. Ira, you're in the bag. Kind of stuffy in here. Hey Rex, how you doing? You conscious?
Still. Go on.
You know that Ira only has about, I don't know, 10 minutes in the bag? Tops?
Let me out.
Yeah, you know the good thing about all of this? You're still invisible, Rex.
Oh my god.
Taking damage doesn't drop invisibility.
It doesn't.
You're
Though the impact in the wall is pretty prevalent.
I put my hand in the bag and think of Ira's hand and pull it out.
So you pull Ira out. And there you go. Ira, you are now out of the passage. You can see things went a little bit worse for Ware. The explosion that blew out in this bluish sort of perfect dome-like structure caused a significant amount of damage.
No.
You look up, there is no balcony. There is no office. There is no upper shrine. It took out the entirety of that segment of the mountain.
I assume there's a new mountain in its place shaped by this explosion.
It's definitely could be considered an archaeological sort of tourist attraction. Something that someone would have dubbed the tear that fell or something ridiculously stupid. But you see, after coming out of it and catching your breath, Rex is fucked up.
Well, I don't see Rex.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't see Rex.
The good thing is you don't need to see him to cast Cure Wounds.
I
He's
imagine I
grabbing
hear
your
him groaning in
hand.
pain.
Oh, you can probably see the blood hitting the ground.
I
Oh boy.
said the plan went great.
I like my organs back in my body.
I will use my last spell slot of the day to cast a Cure Wounds at level 1. You get back a whopping 13 hit points. That's max.
The corpses decimated, completely gone. It's buried, disintegrated. Who even knows where the bits and pieces of the zombie were that were in the center point of the fucking explosion? But you can see
there and over there. It's got atoms everywhere.
You can see limbs, bodies pouring out of the rubble itself, as plenty of people were not going to be able to get away from it. Not necessarily sure how many died. That is something that would have to be later endeavored.
Well, that's...
Are they still within 9 miles?
Oh yeah. It's only a half a mile at tops. So, anyways, I think with that, we should take a break.
Alright.
Do you guys want to keep going, or do you want to call it here?
Well, I'm good to keep going.
Good to keep going? Alright. Then yeah, we're going to take a quick break. So thank you everybody so much for watching. We will see you again here shortly. Have a good one.
Not bad.